welcome back to my channel where we discuss popular mainstream music. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Tate McRae, okay? Tate McRae. Is she the next new pop star, okay? Now, before we get into that, if you enjoyed the little snippet of music in the beginning of this video, that is my new single. Check it out, guys. All you have to do is type my name here on YouTube and my music will pop up. You can also check out my music on all music streaming platforms, such as Spotify and Apple Music. So definitely check it out, and my new album as well too. I'd really appreciate it. So getting back into the video, okay, this is Tate McRae. Is she the next superstar, okay? The next Britney Spears, okay? Because there's been so many comparisons. And the reason why I really want to discuss Tate McRae is because she's recently released her new album, So Close to What? And she's also going on tour, okay? So lots of things come up, and her new music video, Revolving Door, came out, okay? So there's been lots of speculation about Tate McRae, about her career, about is she the next new pop star? There's just been a lot of talk, okay? And criticism. And I wanted to discuss it because it's brung out multiple conversations. Now, because Tate McRae has come out with all these projects and there's strong momentum and a lot of people are excited, also people are questioning. Okay, the first critique is she the next new pop star? She's there, but she's almost there, but she's not there yet, okay? That is the first critique that she's been getting a lot from a lot of people. A lot of people have been discussing her status as being like an A-list pop star. Can she be up there with Sabrina Carpenter, with Chaperone, with Billie Eilish, okay, the new Gen Z pop stars? And a lot of the critique is like, I love Tate. I feel like she has it all, but she's missing that one thing. Everyone feels like she's almost there, but she's missing something. There will be like, oh, she's missing that she's missing that star power, whatever it is. Now, to get more specific into it, some of the main critiques are this. The first one is, a lot of people say they love her performance, they love her brand, they love everything she does. She's super talented. However, her music isn't hitting. Okay, her music isn't hitting. Now, to me, this would be the most fairest critique because I think it makes sense. I, first of all, feel like Tate McRae has the star power. She has the presence. She has everything. I don't think there's really anything wrong with her brand at all. I think her performance is very well. She's an incredible performer, incredible dancer. I think her music videos are popping, and I think she has a creative vision, which is athletic, sex appeal, hot. Whether you like it or agree with it or not, there is a consistent vision. She's a sex party dance girl, you know, and she's here for fun and to show off her hotness, you know, which is a pretty standard brand, but it still is a vision. And I think it's executed very well. I think her style goes well. I think the flow of her music, according to her style and her brand, goes well. And again, the way she performs, it all goes well. It all connects. So to me, I don't think her brand is any issue. Her performance is any issue. Now, people saying her performance, everything is good, but her music isn't hitting. I think that's the most fairest critique, because you can love someone's brand, you can love someone's style, you can love the way they perform, but their music just isn't your thing. And that to me is the fairest critique. And I think she just needs maybe a little bit more hard hitting music that's really gonna appeal to the masses. I listened to her new album. I really liked it, actually. I think she has some really catchy songs. I think she definitely is going for that dance music. She's definitely putting out dance music. And some people have critiqued her music and said, you know, it doesn't have that lasting power. Now, I think, and it doesn't have like a personality. There's been a lot of critiques like her music doesn't have a personality, doesn't have this. And I don't know. I feel like that's so subjective. What I will say is that I loved when Tate McRae first came out. She was in her like sad girl pop era, where she was writing a lot of songs that were much slower in tempo. However, they were really good and they really stood out. And then the dance came in later. And I feel like the up-tempo music is really good, but it doesn't stick the same way her slower tempoed or mid-tempo songs from the beginning of her career that were way more like songwriting, orientated hit. A lot of her songs from her earlier albums, to me, are a little bit stronger, and they last longer, they have more meaning, and they stick more melodically and lyrically than her newer songs, because her newer songs are like really up-tempo dance songs. And the thing about up-tempo dance songs is they're good, but they can come and go, versus a more mid-tempo or slower tempo. So my suggestion to me is, one, I think Tate McRae is such a great dancer, so I do not think she should leave the dance songs at all. I think she needs dance music in order to show her dancing, because it's so good. So I think she should keep that, because that's something all the other pop girls do not have against Tate McRae, is that she can dance way better than all of them. And her performances are elevated at such a high level because of that. So I think that's her superpower, and she should continue doing dance music. I just think she should also integrate her songwriting, sad girl pop type of music that she made in the beginning of her albums, in the beginning of her career. She should integrate that with the dance songs. So it should be dance song, and then sad girl pop song, and then dance song, and then sad girl pop song. I think the mixture of the two will make her albums and her overall music stick a lot harder, because it's a good balance. You get a nice up-tempo where you're like, okay, it's cool, whatever, did that. And then you get this nice, strong song that really hits you, because her songs in the beginning of her career, to me, they really hit. They really hit hard. And I think that part of her has been stifled or ignored because she really wants to go into that dance route, which I think she should. But I think it's time now to integrate the two. Integrate the sad girl pop songwriter with the up-tempo dance athletic songs. I think the cure to that is integrating her sad girl pop with her up-tempo dance songs. Don't get rid of one or the other, because a lot of people are saying she's doing too much dance music, she shouldn't do too much. I don't agree with that. I think her dance music is her power, and it's going to be able for her to showcase her dance ability. But I think she needs to integrate that sad girl pop music as well, that more mid-tempo music as well. The second critique that people are giving is that she is doing too much Britney. The Britney influence is too strong. It's too much of a replica of Britney. First of all, I think it's interesting to say that. I feel like artists get inspired by other artists. So for me, with that critique, I'm not really impressed with that critique, because what is wrong with being influenced by another artist, especially when you have their same capabilities? Tate McRae has dancing skills just like a Britney Spears, and she also has a very smaller voice, a more thinner voice, but still cute and recognizable, just like Britney. Also, Britney was once inspired by Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson inspired a whole era of dancers. Okay, everything from Britney to Ciara to J-Lo to even Beyonce. So I feel like artists are allowed to be influenced by other artists, and we shouldn't penalize that or use that against them. I don't think it's a valid critique. So I don't see anything wrong with her being influenced by Britney. I don't see anything wrong with her going for like the Britney aesthetic, because once upon a time, Britney and J-Lo and Ciara and all those girls from that era and Beyonce looked up to Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is actually the original blueprint for the dancer pop artists. So I think it's all relevant. Now you see a lot of dancers too, and it's not just Tate McRae. It's Tate McRae, Normani, Tinashe, Victoria Monet. They all dance as well too. So I think when it comes to being a dance pop artist and being compared to the ones who came before, there's no issue. I don't think that is gonna really negatively affect her brand. I think, yes, you could have people who might get irritated if they're like a hardcore Britney fan and they don't want anyone compared to her, but all it does is give more attention to her name and more publicity. So the whole Britney comparison critique, she's a dancer and a great dancer, so she's gonna be compared to her, and that's not an insult. So I don't know about that critique. I don't think it's gonna affect her. And I think every artist should use their strengths. Some people's critiques, and the last critique that she's been getting a lot, is that her brand is an issue. So the fact that she's a dancer, all the sex appeal, is not really relating, okay? It's too superficial. She doesn't have the quirky personality like Sabrina Carpenter. She's not quirky enough. She's not colorful enough like Chaperone. Now this to me is like the worst critique coming from her brand. Everyone's brand is genuine to them. I think Tate McRae's brand is genuine to her. I just think she's missing the other part of her, which is the more songwriting part. I think she's missing that part, and I think when she integrates that, like I said before, she will really, really come off strong with her music. But her brand is really her brand. She really is a dancer. This is really something she studies, really something she clearly is good at. And I don't think anyone should have to change their brand. It's either going to be for you or not. So when it comes to her brand and who she is, I just think that's her. The sex appeal, all those things that she wants to do. Some people think it's too much, it's forced. Comparing other people to other people's brands, just because you see one artist maybe a little bit more successful, so you think that's the way to go, that's the way to go. That is not the way to go. Every artist is supposed to stand out, okay? You don't want to look like another artist. If Sabrina is doing the quirky sex appeal, then we need someone who's going to give us the straight, strong, fierce sex appeal. You know, if Chappelle's doing all the colors, you know, and the campy stuff, we need someone who's going to do more of the modern athletic stuff, you know? That is what makes you stand out. So I don't like it when critics try to compare other successful acts and say, oh, this is what you need to be doing. Because at the end of the day, what is the most important is the music. The brand is never going to get in the way. People will accept the brand for what it is, whether they like it or not. If they like the music, it doesn't matter. Which again goes back to my point. I don't think Tate McRae's brand is at all a problem. I think it's her strength. It stands her out. No one can dance as strong as her. She's got the athletic look going. No one has that. And she's more modern looking, okay? She doesn't do too much of the campy stuff, which is nothing wrong with that, but it helps her stand out. So her brand, to me, is 100% perfect. Again, I just think she needs to integrate her songwriting from her earlier albums, that sad girl pop phase, with her up-tempo dance. Fuse them together so we get the best of both worlds, and I think her music will hit stronger because of that. And I think that will put her way up at the top, like way up at the top where she needs to be. So let me know what you guys think about Tate McRae. Okay, what do you think? Do you think she's the next new pop star? Let me know what you guys think about her. What are your critiques? What did you think about the critiques that I've mentioned? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out my music as well too. I'm a music artist too, so I really appreciate that. And I'll check you guys out on the next video. They can't believe McRae. They see the change, the tone.